At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, this is not a symbol of freedom. This is. This is a serious problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is.
Bill Maher is just one meltdown away from switching sides because the left's insanity is getting out of hand. In a fiery monologue on Real Time, Maher didn't hold back. He took aim at AOC and the Democrats, calling them out for behavior that, in his words, reveals a disturbing disdain for America. Now, I've seen Maher go off before, but this was next level. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's dive in.
Let's hear it for Democratic politicians who keep it real. Senator Elissa Slotkin of Michigan says Democrats are, quote, weak and woke, and should get some goddamn alpha energy and need to fucking retake the flag. I gotta say this. I love this new trend.
Yet, the Democrats are officially eating their own. One by one, they're waking up to the madness festering within their ranks, and some are even daring to call it out. It's exactly what we've been preaching on this channel all along. The wokeness on the left has gone completely off the rails. You could see the satisfaction on Maher's face as yet another Democrat finally snapped out of the ideological trance and started holding her own party accountable. Maher is just getting started.
But here's the thing. Senator Slotkin is a serious person. She's a former CIA agent. You know how every streaming action movie now is about a soccer mom who used to be in the CIA? Okay, that's really her. So we should listen to her because she's right. Lady Deadpool is right.
This isn't just political theater anymore, it's a full-blown reckoning. When even lifelong liberals like Maher and Senator Slotkin start sounding like fed-up centrists, you know something's broken. The cracks are widening. Maher and Slotkin aren't alone either. More voices from the left are starting to whisper what we've been shouting for years. The progressive agenda has spiraled into delusion. And when someone as unapologetically blunt as Bill Maher starts pointing fingers, you can bet the rest of the party is squirming in their seats.
This is a serious problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is.
This is absolutely insane. Just because Donald Trump holds power, Democrats suddenly decide they hate America? The level of hypocrisy is staggering. They scream about unity, but only when it serves their interests. Behind the curtain, it's all about control. Unity isn't their principle. It's a political tool. But listen to Maher as he paints the true picture of what the U.S. looks like under Trump.
But the U.S. is leagues ahead of the rest of the world on most of the progressive issues that are important to young people. America has 14 million women-owned businesses. 17% of black women are starting businesses, which is faster than white women or white men. Gay Americans are free to marry, and 49% of them own property. Yes, in America, gays buy buildings. In other places, they get thrown off them.
And yet, certain media networks are still pushing the tired narrative that the LGBT+ community is under threat, simply because Trump is in power. Meanwhile, commentators claim that women are losing their businesses and that Trump is dragging America back to 1964. It's fear-mongering at its finest, designed to stir emotion, not present facts. But Maher isn't falling for it. Watch how he continues to defend Trump.
You know all those old movies you think are cringe? Well, they're cringe because America changed. Because we modernized. Way more than most societies have. Our current Congress is the most racially and ethnically diverse ever. They're like a beautiful, useless rainbow. And we proudly live in a land where every TV commercial features a mixed-race couple, including the ones where it makes no sense. Mom's black, dad's white, and the kid's Asian. But here is the dilemma for Democrats. Their young people, their key constituency, not only don't like their own civilization, they like the wrong one. They actually think Hamas is a liberation movement. They chant for the Houthis. They're chanting, "We will honor our martyrs" at Yale. They're looking for love in all the wrong countries.
And do I blame the kids? Honestly, no. They've been thoroughly brainwashed by an older generation that can't see past its hatred for Trump. That hatred didn't stop at the man, it morphed into a broader contempt for America itself. Now it's being passed down like a twisted inheritance. Instead of teaching critical thinking, they've taught bitterness. Instead of pride, they've nurtured resentment.
Someone needs to tell the kids that America is not the society where women basically have no rights, where there's zero freedom of religion and where dissent is punishable by death. Our democracy may be on life support, but we still have elections. They don't. And yet at Coachella this year, when an Irish rap group projected onto screens, "Fuck Israel, free Palestine," got big applause. "Globalize the Intifada" is the catchphrase that's really catching on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems.
Unfortunately, these are the so-called solutions that Democrats and their allies have sold to an easily influenced younger generation. Turn on the TV today and the misinformation is out of control. Now Israel is painted as the villain, while terrorist organizations are hailed as freedom fighters. It's a moral inversion. And to his credit, Maher places the blame exactly where it belongs, on Democrat politicians who will do anything for power, truth be damned.
At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, "This is not a symbol of freedom. This is."
It's both frightening and deeply sad. AOC and Bernie Sanders witnessed the egregious display but stayed silent, all for political points. How can anyone seriously compare Palestine to America? In many Palestinian territories, women can't vote, show their hair, or even their eyes. LGBT+ individuals are literally thrown off rooftops. Is this the society young Democrats want to champion? This isn't activism, it's ignorance cloaked in moral superiority.
If the thought leaders in the Democratic Party keep encouraging and not rebuking the idea that America is cringe and the people who run Gaza are great, the Democrats are doomed. Alyssa Slotkin's right. Liberals are weak and woke, especially the white ones, and they indulge all sorts of nonsense from their kids, a pattern that then continues on in the Democratic Party. Last election, it was all the gender stuff, the insistence that men can have babies and such, and now I fear that "we like the terrorists" is the new that.
Bill Maher is finally saying what we've been shouting for years. The Democrats are doomed, plain and simple. When the left pushed absurdities like men can have babies, no discipline for children, and biological men becoming women overnight, I sounded the alarm. But they called it progress. Look where it's gotten them. The polls don't lie. Still, they double down, even siding with ideologies that excuse or celebrate terrorism. It's moral bankruptcy.
Liberals need to push back on the dumb ideas that come from their children. The Democrats' problem is the energy of the parties with the young and the younger with the terrorists. That's not good. So talk to your children and remind them you don't really want to live like your heroes in Hamas. All the shit you do all day, it was all made in America. Your smartphone, your Grubhub, your freedom to bitch about America, that's all American stuff. You tell your phone you want a milkshake and a guy brings it to your house. Please, you couldn't survive a week living in Intifadaville.
The sooner the Democrats ditch the lies and toxic woke ideologies, the better their chances of surviving. They need ideas rooted in reality, not ideology, and they need to stop selling illusions to kids in the name of inclusion. The hypocrisy and extremism are driving away even their most loyal voters. And don't ignore the shift happening in the Black community. People are waking up and asking the tough questions.
You're like the girl in White Lotus who was going to live in a Buddhist monastery and then lasted one night.
At this rate, Republicans might not even need to campaign in 2028. The Democrats are imploding all on their own. With every radical policy, tone-deaf statement, and virtue signal, they're pushing voters away. A once dominant party is now paralyzed by infighting and delusion. While Republicans talk about law, order, and jobs, Democrats are out here debating pronouns. If this continues, 2028 won't be an election, it'll be a coronation.
Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging. Talk about doubling down on what got you fucked in the first place. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the losing side offer, that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid, comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses. We know they are stupid, just don't say it.
In the end, the Democratic Party is on a self-destructive path driven by lies, radical ideology, and moral confusion. Their refusal to face reality is costing them support from all sides. Meanwhile, Republicans barely have to lift a finger. If Democrats don't wake up, they won't just lose elections, they'll lose the nation's trust. The tide is turning. Americans want truth, stability, and common sense, and they're not finding it on the left. And with that, we wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe for more fiery content, and share this with a friend. Let's take down wokeism one video at a time.